So today I'm celebrating my 800 battle video on YouTube. Here is a battle against 6ftHax, who is a excellent Wi-Fi battler on YouTube. You probably already know about him, but if you don't, then you should definitely check him out because he's a really cool guy and a fantastic battler. So we decided to do a roulette with randompokemon.org and randompokemon.com. And it's kind of like roulette. I still call them roulettes. But the idea is that you get 6 random Pokemon and just go to town with it. Now, we did reveal our teams prior to this match, and I just kind of did it, just to verify that, that we got the Pokemon we say we did. I did change a few things, depending on his Pokemon. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I have an Alolan Golem here, and he's going to lead with his Schloppy, aka his Cradily, which is actually probably the thing I wanted to see least as far as leads go, because this thing pretty much walls me. I'm actually a Rock Polishette with Focus Sash, because I am running Galvanize. But I decided just to go for the Earthquake, and he also goes for an Earthquake, which reveals that he's a physical set, I guess, after setting up Stealth Rock. So I'm like, okay, well, with the Galvanize boost, I'm 99% sure I can KO here with Explosion, even with the resistance, and in fact I do. So he comes out on top slightly from this because his Cradily, of course, is going to be able to set up Stealth Rocks, but it's still 5-5. So I'm going to go into my Corsola, which is a Pokemon I don't think I ever really used, but that's what, random Pokemon means. As he goes out into District 9, his Golisopod. Now, I could have went for a Stabbed Rock move, which also would have been super effective, but I decided to go ahead and set up my Rocks. And it's going to cost me being Toxic Poisoned here on Corsola, which I was not expecting. But yeah, that's the breaks. I'm able to set up Stealth Rocks, though, which is nice. And I am going to switch out, though, because... Well, no, I decide to just try to go for a Rock move. He's going to wisely predict this, though, which is more or less kind of obvious. He goes out into Fat here, his... oh, gosh, what's his Pokemon's name? Aromatisse, I think? But this is a standard Fairy Cleric Pokemon. Yeah, it's not going to do much because of its decent defenses. And, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and switch out because Corsola can't do crap, and I'm Toxic Poison. Now, I could have Toxic Poisoned this guy, but like I said, they typically are clerics, so he probably has Aromatherapy. I decided to go in my Lopunny, and this was a Lopunny set that I decided to bring as a result of his team. I decided to actually bring a Klutz Lopunny here with Switcheroo, which I'm going to use with Toxic Orb. And I did this because I saw that he did have this guy, and he can obviously Aromatherapy. Now, he can't Aromatherapy, though, away a Toxic Orb. Now, he could keep using it to, obviously, reset the Toxic damage, but with the Toxic Orb, he's going to be Toxic Poisoned every turn, so he can't ever really get rid of it, so that's pretty nice. And he just goes for a Moonblast, which doesn't really do much to Lopunny, and I'm just going to switch out into Lucario, who should take the Moonblast okay. I mean, it's neutral to me. But instead he just goes for the Toxic, and I was like, oh, that's even better, because Toxic doesn't affect me. So he's going to withdraw. He goes out into his Golisopod again, and I'm just going to go for the Swords Dance, knowing that he pretty much has to switch. And after a Swords Dance, I'm like, well, I'm definitely going to beat me, even with the resistance. I'm expecting to hit this guy below half, but he surprises me here yet again, as I go for the close combat, hit him below half, but he actually has the Lumberry? Sunberry, which is going to bring him above half again. And unbeknownst to me at the time, this is actually going to prevent emergency exit from activating. And he gets a Liquidation off, which really, really hurts considering Golisopod's decent attack stat. And the fact that I had -1 defense, and Lucario doesn't really have defenses, really. So, yeah, all those things kind of just combined into not very fun times. So, he's going to obviously probably try to Aqua Jet to kill me. So I decided to go out into my Lopunny again, and I'm just going to have it do one last thing, and that's Healing Wish. And I really wanted to pop this at the right time, and I'm like, okay, well, Lucario's nearly dead, but my Lucario, with Bullet Punch, matches up really nice against his team. This was another thing that I think I changed. Like, I think I was bringing an Extreme Speed one before, but I decided to bring Bullet Punch instead because of his Fairy type thing, so that's decent, and I'm just going to make sure this thing actually does trigger Emergency Exit now. And just Bullet Punch it, because even with the resistance, I know I can definitely trigger it. It doesn't have his berry anymore. So anyway, in comes Kangaskhan, and this was dumb on my part. I decided to stay in, thinking, oh, wait, I should outspeed this. Why is he going into it? There's no reason for him to go into it unless he's Scarfed. And Scarf Kangaskhan was a thing that I think he decided to bring because he saw my team, and he wanted a way to deal with Lucario. So that's unfortunate. I can go into Vaporeon, and that was, I think, probably, looking back on it, that was a pretty bad mistake. Should have just switched right into Vaporeon, not risked it, but oh well. Them's the breaks. He's going to go back into this guy, as I believe I just Scald? Yeah, I just Scald, hoping to get the burn on it, and I end up getting the crit Scald here on the Aromatisse, so that brings it to below half, and of course it's still Toxic Poison. It's not really a threat with the Toxic Orb. It can obviously still Cleric other things, though, which is a nuisance. But yeah, I'm just going to switch back out. I go out into my Mega Deontay, or regular Deontay, but in randompokemon.org I got the the Mega version, so it's actually a pretty cool thing to get, because I actually really wanted Deontay. I really like Mega Deontay. I haven't gotten a chance to use it this gen yet, and getting it on randompokemon.org is pretty cool. Randompokemon.com. But yeah, unfortunately, because I'm not Mega Evolved yet, I don't have Magic Bounce, and that thing's able to Toxic me, which is actually kind of annoying because, as with all Megas, if you get residual damage on them, they really don't have a usually reliable way to, gain health, and Mega Deontay does not, so while I'm able to kill that thing, that's probably not worth the damage. So he's going to go into his Slurpoof. And this thing's, usually just a belly drum gambit thing, but he decides not to bring that typical thing because he wanted to counter my team a bit more. So I go for the Moon Blast, which still does a crap ton. He does have the Berry, which will trigger his ability, which is, Unburdened. But he actually brings a special one, and he just goes for an Energy Ball, which will be super effective. I still outspeed him, though. But Slurpoof is pretty slow, so I guess it's not that odd. I'm just going to go for another Moon Blast. We saw how much he did last time. I'm really, really hoping that I won't die to the Toxic here so I can get one more attack off. But I have 26 HP, so I'm definitely going to die to the Toxic, and that's unfortunate. Because Mega Deontay could have been useful later. And this was actually a misclick. I meant to go into my Vaporeon here, but I think they switched their positions in the battle, and I clicked on Corsola, which is not what I wanted. I wanted to go into Vaporeon because Corsola is pretty worthless. And yeah, his Musharna is super built to kill me. As you can see, he has Trick Room, so that's a thing. And yeah, he's going to go for the Energy Balls. I try to switch into Vaporeon because I'm thinking, well, I really need to get this thing Toxic Poisoned or I have absolutely no shot. And if I had switched right into Vaporeon, I could have just Toxic Poisoned it right off the bat. But unfortunately, now I have to switch into it and take that Energy Ball. And I'm thinking, okay, well, my only shot to be able to live under their Energy Balls, I have to go for the Protect. And he's going to surprise me here with the Bloom Doom. So, yeah, there you go. Bloom Doom with Sharna. Pretty darn solid thing. It's going to obviously go through my Protect and do just enough damage that I have no chance to actually live with Energy Ball, or live another Energy Ball, which is bad because that's pretty much the game. I was hoping that I could Toxic Call this guy and while Wish stalling, because I do have Wish, obviously. But no, that's not going to work because now he's going to be able to outspeed, do the Trick Room, and those Energy Balls will be able to kill my Vaporeon, and obviously it'll kill Corsola as well, being that it is X4 weak to it. So, good game there, 6ftHax. Good game, that's all I can say. We will definitely have a rematch at some point. I am looking forward to it. Maybe a non-roulette tier. Give me one of those. And yeah, today's question of the day is going to be, what is the most memorable battle you have seen of me on YouTube? I mean, 800. That's a pretty large amount. It's mind-boggling that I spent all this time narrating in my life to 800 battles. So that's a thing. I'm sure that many of you have some memorable battle if you're subbed to me. As for me, obviously the Magikarp sweep is probably my most memorable moment. But I do remember a lot of other battles. The one that always sticks out to me was that the Delibird battle, where we just brought Delibird and just presented. And of course, there's the Magikarp thing I did with Sal, the Magikarps that were hacked with Metronome, and that was a thing. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. And, thanks for following and subscribing and watching my videos throughout the years. It means a lot. So, later, y'all. Bye.